Hey guys! Today I'd like to talk to you about Lau v. Nichols, a 1974 Supreme Court decision which addresses bilingual education in the public school system. In 1968, the Bilingual Education Act was passed, which addressed the needs of non-native English speakers in the classroom. However, it was only for children between 3 and 8 years old. In San Francisco, 1971, the school district was desegregated in accordance with Lee v. Johnson. However, there were roughly 3,000 Chinese American students, 1,800 of whom did not have a high proficiency in English. These students were placed into special education classes or repeated their grade level several times over. Edward H. Steinman was a public interest lawyer who reached out to the parents of Kinney Kinman Lau and other Chinese American parents in the San Francisco school district. He persuaded them to file a class action lawsuit against the San Francisco School Board. The students argued that they were entitled to certain help under the 14th Amendment and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which essentially gave them equal protection and banned discrimination in the classroom. The District Court and the Court of Appeals denied the relief. They basically said that there was a uniform policy used for all students and that they did not discriminate intentionally against non-native English speakers. So they appealed to the Supreme Court, who unanimously overturned the San Francisco decision. They argued that California had state-imposed policies ensuring proficiency in English language, and that the fact that no student could graduate without mastering English did not provide equality of treatment for those students who were English language learners. Justice Douglas stated that under these state-imposed standards, there is no equality of treatment merely by providing students with the same facilities, textbooks, teachers, and curriculum. For students who do not understand English are effectively foreclosed from any meaningful education. Douglas goes on to say that we know that those who do not understand English are certain to find their classroom experiences wholly incomprehensible and in no way meaningful. And so the Lau remedies were created, which applied to all school districts and functioned as de facto compliance standards. It required districts to implement bilingual education programs for English language learners. The Lau remedies also specified proper methods and procedures to identify and evaluate English language learner skills in the classroom. They decided when students would be ready for mainstream classes, and finally, they required that elementary schools provide ESL instruction as well as academic subject matter instruction in the student's L1. The essence of law became part of the Equal Education Opportunities Act, which essentially said that educational opportunities can't be denied to individuals by the failure of an educational agency to take appropriate action to overcome language barriers that impede participation by its students in its instructional programs. Unfortunately, there have been some challenges to Lau in recent decades, including Alexander v. Sandoval, which said that private plaintiffs had no right to action unless they can prove intentional discrimination, which means that students could no longer sue schools for policies that cause disparate impact, which significantly weakens the essence of Lau. But let's talk about what's good about Lau. No more sink or swim. Students could now participate in bilingual programs in schools and be provided with ESL instruction. One of the biggest strengths of Lau is that it provided subject matter instruction in students' first language. This is huge. It ensures that students don't fall behind their classmates throughout the school year and are learning the same content, just in a different language. In conclusion, Lau v. Nichols was a landmark decision regarding the education of language minority students. It demarginalized students who'd been overlooked because of language differences. I think this is especially monumental in a country as multilingual as ours. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.